Guys, so we've got this lovely little PowerPoint presentation to walk you guys through exactly the steps that you need to take. Now, of course, it obviously gets a lot more in depth than this. There's a lot of stuff you need to do in the back end, but here is a general blueprint on how to get started. So let's have a look at what we're going to cover in this video. We're going to cover what exactly is an OnlyFans agency, how to start an OnlyFans agency, how to find your first client, how to sign a client, how to get paid, and how to deliver your service. So let's get into it. Now, what is an OnlyFans agency? Well, an OnlyFans agency is one of the most profitable business models in 2022. Now, I say that without hesitation because it is by far the best business model to get into in 2022. You know, you got people still starting brick and mortar businesses, you got people entering saturated spaces online, whereas this is a relatively untouched area where it has a ton of potential, where there's a ton of money flowing. You know, OnlyFans is $1 billion industry, and there's plenty of room for us all up here. Now, we're all aware of how lucrative the OnlyFans industry is, so you might as well capitalize on it by running an OnlyFans agency. Now, as an OnlyFans agency, your job is essentially to help content creators accentuate their talent by using marketing and management systems to deliver optimized results for OnlyFans. So the content creators, they make the content, and then you manage the actual page itself. You manage the accountability, you manage the actual pay-per-view content going out, and then you also manage the marketing side as well. So you manage the automations on the marketing, you manage the platforms, you manage the funnels, you manage it all. And all the creators have to focus on is creating content. So that's why they would work with an OnlyFans agency. Now, how to start an OnlyFans agency? Now, I am going to be moving my head because I don't want to get in the way of the text. Now, to start an OnlyFans agency, you need two things. So the first thing you need to do is create a website. You know, if you're going to be speaking to potential prospects or potential clients, you need to actually have a website to prove that you're actually legitimate. And then second, you need to sign models. Without models, you don't have an OnlyFans agency. So you need to sign models. So once you've created the website and have your first couple of models under management, you're now officially running an OnlyFans agency. So it's not very hard to get started. You've just got to do two things to get started. And, you know, people tend to get caught up on the second. They struggle with signing models. But, you know, I'm going to be walking through this in this video. So all you need to do now, once you've created a website and signed models, is deliver good results for your models and scale up your operations with a killer team. So you get good results with your models. You can then get testimonials from your models. You can then get better models, and then you can then scale up with a bunch of models to the point where you're making 50k plus per month with your OnlyFans agency. So how to find a client, which I'm sure lots of you guys are curious about, and it's the number one question I get. So in order to get your first couple of clients, you have to go hard when it comes to outreach. There's no simple way of putting it. You know, the only way you're going to get clients is by connecting with a lot of people. So the classic mistake when it comes to outreach that most beginners make is that they think they have to find the perfect outreach channel. Now, I just want to get rid of this false belief right here, right now. It's not the channel, it's the methodology you're applying to the channel. So the key with outreach is to essentially just keep track of your numbers and consistently test if different techniques improve your numbers. So for example, if you're using cold email to get your clients when it comes to OnlyFans, you want to keep track of the open rate percentage, you want to keep track of the actual click and link percentage, you want to keep track of the conversion percentage, and you just want to optimize all these metrics to the point where you're getting a ton of calls coming in. So people tend to struggle with this, but just pick one outreach channel and stick to it. Now, you know, examples of different outreach channels that you can use are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. You know, all these platforms work very well. That's where you'll find the models on them. You can just do a quick search on these platforms and you'll find a ton of models. All you got to do is optimize your messaging to actually get these models to actually contact you and sign up with your agency. So pick one channel, stick with it until you've optimized for best results, and until you're at least getting 10 plus meetings every week with the specific channel, and then you can look at expanding your channels. All right. Now, how to sign a client. So when it comes to signing a client, you'll need to make sure that you have a few things in order. The first is your sales process, and the second is your service agreement. So when it comes to the actual sale process, it does get a lot more complicated than I'm going to be explaining in this video, because, sales is a huge topic, so I can't really cover it just in this one video. However, the simplest way to describe what it is the transference of belief from yourself to another person. So if you genuinely believe that you can actually help that person, then you're going to find it selling it relatively easy, because they are going to feel that belief. So you just got to transfer you believing in yourself to fulfill what they're looking for, and they'll feel that, and then you'll be able to sell them easy. But of course, there's tons of different methods that you can implement in the back end to sell this, but essentially you need belief. Now, the second is your service agreement. So your service agreement should just be a basic document outlining what you'll provide for them in exchange for what they'll provide for you. So normally you'll provide them services such as marketing and management, and then what they'll provide for you is a percentage of what you actually make them. All right. So let's cover how to get paid. So in order to get paid, you have to set up a payment processor. So personally at my agency, we use Stripe, but you can pick any of your choosing. Now, once you've got a payment processor, essentially you need to make sure to keep track of how much you're making and then invoice the client the relevant amount as equal to what was agreed in the contract. So if you agree on 30% in the contract, then you need to make sure that you invoice them 30%. So I hope that all makes sense. Okay, second is how to deliver your service. So when it comes to delivering a rock solid service, you need to make sure that you have these basic systems in place. So the first is the marketing system, which you can promote your clients on various subscriber acquisition channels. And the second is your management system, which essentially can help you manage your clients' content and optimize the OnlyFans pages to rake in as much money as possible. So these are the two systems that you really need to deliver this particular service. And when it comes to the marketing system, you need to make sure it's optimized so you can manage a ton of clients and make sure that you're actually uploading and getting them good results when it comes to subscriber acquisition. And then second, your management system, you need to make sure that you're optimizing it. You're sending out pay-per-views with, optimized captions, and you're posting to your wall regularly. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button, and comment down below any questions that you got, and I'll try and answer them all. So I'll see you guys in the next video.